Now look, see the flat stones? So before foundation, these were what was holding up a structure, I guarantee it. Here's the corner, that's how big it was. There's one corner down there and it runs all the way across. This looks like probably the front doorstep right here. Step, step. Got big square ones on the corner here. See it? It comes back. Wow. All the way back to here. Here's the back corner of a building. And then along here, so this looks like a freaking chimney stack. Look, this was hidden. This was buried under grass and dirt and stuff. That's either a cellar hole or a grave or, you know, who knows? There's stuff coming out of it. Wow. Wow, that's something. But yeah, all these flat stones gathered out of the creek. There's nice sandstone around here. And this looks like it's probably the chimney base here that has collapsed down. We're standing in the house. Little pieces of metal. We're in a spot in a canyon where I can tell you that it's early on. There's just not much here on the surface, and just from the glass, the thickness, the color, it's old. Even the little bits of glass that I'm seeing so far. Wow. One brick. Fireplace bricks might have got borrowed out of here for sure. And it just went through a fire. There's a little bottle top, totally uneven, thick on one side, not the other. Wow. Okay, and then this is what caught my eye, is the little back cellar. There's flat stones on the surface all across here you will not see after the first rains, and the grass grows back. Brick. Brick, brick, brick. That's something. That's shaped. That's like stone that is shaped like that. We are surrounded by bits and bobs. There's actually a lot of bricks here when you look at them. These are all the edges of bricks, and then here's some stones still set in situ. See them all placed together there in a flat. And then this looks like a wall that collapsed backwards if you're looking at it. Can you see that about it? That they all go like that? There being an example of a standing wall. And then there being a wall all the way out here, looks like that was the base of it. Stood equally tall and fell over, so this might have actually gone like this, back into the hillside, hillside back, like that, front wall. And then this was like the way in. Incredible. Look how thick this is. Look how thick they made that wall, can you see that? Incredible. This is early California history that's been lost out here. Just this style, I mean, I could almost touch both walls of this with my hands. And yeah, just built back into the hill. Just using the rock too. The first settlers that got out here from the East Coast were really still into rocks, you know. Look how old the glass is that's coming out of the dirt here. Can you see that, which is the absolute milking and crystalline on the outside? I mean, this is, look at the size and scope of that structure, you know, it's just so small and dinky. the natural footings, no foundations, no cement. Wow. This just speaks of early homestead. I know the history of this canyon that we're in. And yeah, they were scattered up and down every little flat spot. That is glass that is red inside or dark, but it's gone white on the outside. It's so old. That's ridiculous. Wow. Plateware. Everything. Some blue glass. Beautiful little pieces of blue glass plateware. So there's personals here. That's incredible. More plateware. This is somebody's home. This is like their cold storage or their cellar, or possibly their first home, and then they built the bigger one. This had bushes over it until literally like 2 weeks ago, you guys. This has been hidden. You see the dead brambles. This would have just looked like some gray rock, maybe an opening. You see all of this was growing through it, so you couldn't see this fallen down wall laying on its edge with dirt built up on it. Look at the leaves already burying it again. You know, just wow. Let's go ahead, since we're taking the liberty of exploring this a little bit. Let's do a wider loop. This whole field is actually full of stuff. So the house sites spread out over time. Maybe livestock or just themselves were here long enough to coat the land in the breeze. And yeah, there was stories of the one barn out here where everybody gathered and did their square dancing, and it was equal in population to all of the other towns around it when they were all 100 and 200 person towns. And this was considered a town, this little grouping of houses in this canyon. And then, because of developing highways and the ways that California went in general, it was abandoned out. Yeah, eventually it ended up being a ghost town, and then they leveled it to the ground and bulldozed it in my dad's day. This is actually pretty close to my home, and to keep people from partying out here and stuff. So it's really cool to come out and find an early site like that. Let's go ahead and go up here, because I see one more flat spot at the top just to check it. This place is so thick and the grass will grow back. All these little details will be lost and it will become overwhelming, and you'd really have to stumble. You'd have to be walking over, looking into the bush and see the wall. But on days like today, right after a fire, when it's this bare, you can get a good glimpse into the past. I see a flat spot. Would have been a nice flat spot. Well, we're up above it, and what I see, even though it's burnt, is there's a flat spot there too. I see where a deep creek is here, kinda. The type of vegetation that's piled in here lets me know that it was a spring that was super deep right there. So this is the spring on the hill above your location that allows you to build water tanks, stack up water, and then run that water downhill and have gravity-fed pressure. So I'm thinking these dens are probably quarry sites from getting thick stone out of the hillside here to build their things, but it's probably also this is their flat for their water tanks. So right next to the creek, you can still kind of see the amount of veg right there. This is a spring just oozing out of the hill. So this was probably a water tank right where we are, and fed the house. Pretty cool. I think there's another little flat one down there. And this one's pretty big. Expecting to come up here and find huge foundations on top. It's definitely a heck of a zigzaggy drive up if you were coming up. Again, this definitely looks dug into, but it might have been for waterworks. You know, these creeks can go bone dry during the summer. Or this could be another big flat house site, you know, up out of the mosquitoes. Be really hard to tell because you have so much erosion coming down on you. In fact, it's so old that this could be another road that I see there zigzagging up the mountain. You know, never assumed that they followed a canyon all the way along. In the old days, you had to stick to the high road a lot of the time. Yeah, I feel like this was at least quarried. Chunks of rock like this might have fallen out of the hill or been a water tower. I see carved flat spot, carved flat spot. It's been dug out. Just don't see a scrap or a hair of glass or anything up here. Let's go look around a little bit more where we know there was a spot. See what details are sticking out of the ground. Standing on the back lip of it. And then the other house there. Drop down in. And yeah, I just kind of want to keep pacing back and forth and enjoying being able to see the details and stuff. Down by those trees are the other house and the other dig-ins, and you can actually just barely see. I mean, the whole hill is slid down on here, but there is the makings of another square edge coming down, and even the steps going up to the front of the building. And right at the corner of it is this iron something. You can see it's been driven down in until it literally bent the iron over and split it. Oh. We have snow. And that's what it is. It's probably a stake, literally, for grounding the house or something. Go ahead and leave that there. It's not a tilling field or anything, so we don't have to worry about it messing up a tractor. Oh, look. Here's the well. So yeah, this is an old enough site. There's a creek right there, but still, how cool is that for California? You don't get a whole lot of round hand-dug wells, and I'm not going to jump down there because it might be filled up, or those might just be sticks sitting on top of a very long pit. But beautiful stack job on that. Look at that. Boom, little square nail. Square bolt. Shows us it's an older site for sure.